So for those of you who watched last night's game plan, I made it very clear that if the previous closing price reacts as a resistance level, the SPY is going to be on pace to drop, so you can try to play puts. There was a red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmation at the previous closing price. In terms of the buy zones for calls, if SPY reacts bearish at the previous closing price, the buy zones were towards 594 and 591. In terms of the 591 level, I made it very, very clear that if previous closing price reacts bearish, 591 is going to be the most oversold level where you can auto buy call options. In terms of my own personal trading, I ended up going 3 for 3 on the day, timing call options perfectly on every single trade with a 100% success rate, making multiple 100% profit returns all on SPY call options. I'm going to be breaking down the trades and the strategies that I ended up using to buy calls at the exact lows. For those of you who decided to buy calls at that auto buy level, that was literally the only auto buy level that I gave you in last night's video, 591. You should have had an overall phenomenal green day. First things first, let's get straight into the money, and then I'm going to be going over the trades that were made towards the end of this overall video. So in terms of the daily chart, this is what you need to understand. Based off of this daily candlestick right here and this daily candlestick right here, along with the weekly chart, if the SPY gaps up and we are opening up higher than 594.24 with a nice gap up, the main focus will be call options if the SPY is opening up with a gap up. So if we're opening up with a gap up, we're going to be focused on buying call options at resistance levels using the break and retest strategy, right? So again, this is if we're gapping up, we're going to focus on the higher levels. So in terms of the first level, it's going to be 594.24. That's going to be the gap close reversal, previous closing price level. If we do end up gapping up, based off of the daily chart pattern, if we do gap up, it is very unlikely that we drop back down to 594. However, if it does happen on a gap up situation and we're seeing bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, going to be very interested in buying call options towards that level. So in terms of the next level above that, it's going to be towards this mid 595 zone. Mid 595, and then the next level above that is going to be towards 597.50. Those are going to be the main break and retest levels, right? So you can keep an eye on 595.50, you can keep an eye on 597.50, and you can keep an eye on 598. In terms of overall profit targets above that, next level above 598 is going to be 600. Next level above 600 is going to be 601.50. Next level above 601.50 is going to be 602.50, where we can start to see a pullback. If you're seeing red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations towards the 602.50 to 603.50 range, you can attempt put options, right? So that's going to be the main analysis, in terms of heading into tomorrow. And then, in terms of if 602.50 above that, 603.50, 605, and then 607, and then 610, right? That's just more of a later on price ladder. But in terms of like tomorrow's overall price action, that's the upside potential on a gap up. Now, in terms of some patterns that I'm seeing, this can go two ways on a flat open. So in terms of the overall pattern, this is what I want to bring awareness to, right? We have this small move to the upside and then a sharp downfall, and then we start to uptrend throughout the entire day. And then the next day, we start to bottom towards the previous closing price, strong bullish trend day. So if we're opening up more flat and you see previous closing price react to support, buy call options, it's going to try to have that strong bullish move, right? And then in terms of another very similar pattern, you can see right here. So in terms of this situation, we have this small move up, then we started to drop, formed lower highs, and then we started to sell off. So previous closing price, this is what you need to understand, man. If we are not gapping up, the previous closing price is going to be make or break. If we're gapping up, the previous closing price is more likely to react to support. So if we're opening up flat or gapping down in previous closing price, 594.20 to overall 595 to even 595.25, if that zone reacts bearish towards a flat open, you can try put options. Just understand, in terms of the only way the bears are going to gain fucking control heading into fucking tomorrow is going to be a crack under 594 with strong resistance. So if you're seeing a big red bearish 30-minute fucking candlestick at the previous closing price and it's reacting as a resistance, then it's going to be a bearish overall day and you could try puts. If not buy the fucking calls. That's how fucking simple this game plan is. If you use the information I just gave to you, you should have a phenomenal fucking green day heading into tomorrow. In terms of the information I provided to you yesterday, it was very fucking simple. If previous closing price 597 reacts as a resistance, the SPY is going to drop, and you can try fucking puts. So if you look at the 30-minute candlesticks, it's doing nothing but forming red bearish 30-minute candlesticks towards the previous fucking closing price. And then in terms of the levels I gave you to buy call options at the oversold levels, if the previous closing price reacts bearish, these were the zones I gave you. I told you, break and retest. Remember, this was the level right here, towards this overall 595 zone and 591 zone, right? I decided to wait for the best level. In terms of the auto buy level, it was right here, made it very, very clear. There was resistance right here towards 591. We had a strong break, drop back down to retest, and it hasn't, so this is the extended hours level where it's going to start to bottom and spike at 591, right? So I decided to wait to buy call options, and I did not buy puts in the morning, even though that could have been a potential play with the game plan because there was a red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmation at previous closing price. But in terms of G-Roar ended up calling out puts. So I'm going to walk you through the trades. So the first trade on the overall day was an L. It was on calls, didn't work out. But in terms of the next trade, it was on puts. 590 SPY puts at 66 cents a contract at 10 a.m. So as you can see, as soon as that 30-minute candlestick ended up closing red and bearish towards that previous closing price, ended up doing puts, 590 SPY puts at 66 cents a contract at 10 a.m., right? So if you go to 10 a.m., 590 puts, and if you watched last night's game plan, it was very clear to buy fucking puts if the previous fucking closing price reacts as fucking resistance with red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmation. So this is where we ended up buying the puts right here at 10 a.m. when this is trading, in the 60 to 70 cent range, and it quickly went to 160 cents a contract very, very quickly within just 30 minutes, right? So that was the overall first win on the day. And as you can see, adding to winners is how we increase the wins, adding at 10:05 a.m., adding at 10:05 a.m., right? So that was a phenomenal trade. And G-Roar ended up selling the exact peak on that. At 10:30 a.m., ended up selling the exact peak. Look at this, man. Selling at 10:30 a.m. right here. This is 10:30 a.m. Selling the exact fucking peak before it sold right back the fuck off, right? And then this is the full breakdown. This is the full breakdown of the overall play in terms of the entry, where we're adding, where we're exiting, right? Now, in terms of my own personal trades, so those are the trades that G-War ended up calling out. In terms of my trades, I'm going to break this down here for you. So my first trade on the day was at 10:31 a.m. I ended up buying 594 SPY calls at 71 cents a contract. So the reasoning for buying calls was because it was all explained in last night's video. If you went back throughout last night's video, I told you if previous closing price reacts bearish, my main focus is going to be, buying call options at the oversold levels, right? So looking at the overall weekly chart pattern, I made it very, very clear if we're pushing under previous week lows and we start dropping back down towards oversold levels, you can see right here, this is a very oversold level. This weekly low right here at 590.50 with huge upside potential, right? And then I went back throughout, the overall, went back throughout the 20-day, 30-minute chart. So if you go to the 20-day, 30-minute chart, you're going to see this is what I had explained to you in last night's video, and this was the only level I told you to just automatically buy calls without the confirmation. There was resistance right here during the extended hours trading session on February 2nd. We had a massive break above this resistance towards 590.50 to 591. Massive breakout, drop back down, retest, reacted as support, massive quick upside potential to 600, along with the weekly chart foundation explaining to you in last night's video and overall this week why it could potentially be a bullish week, along with the daily chart. I explained to you in terms of the daily chart pattern how even if we react bearish, the SPY is likely going to recover because that's what it historically does. Like you can see right here with this daily chart pattern, this daily candlestick right here is identical to this daily candlestick right here. Next day is bearish, and then it has a bullish recovery. Next day is bearish, then it has a bullish recovery. Starts to retrace back to that previous closing price. Starts to retrace back towards that previous closing price. That's why when we dropped to 591, I wanted to buy call options using all that information, right? So if you go to 10:30 a.m., this is where I got in as soon as the 30-minute candlestick opened up. Another reasoning behind this trade as well, this red 30-minute candlestick could be a trend reversal candlestick if it's at the right level. In my experience, when this 30-minute red candlestick, it has to look very similar, basically just like this. When it looks like this, at a very key level of interest to be buying call options. I mean, 591, this was an auto buy level where you could have literally just bought call options without the confirmation, but there was a confirmation in my eyes because, like I said, in my experience trading, if you go back and you watch the previous recaps, you'll see it somewhere in there. This 30-minute candlestick, when it's formed at the right level, it tends to have next 30-minute is bullish. And then in terms of another confirmation that I use, and I tell you all the time, and I told you 591 was the best level to buy fucking calls. Look at this. We had a green, red, green consolidation for 2 fucking hours at the auto buy level to buy fucking calls. If you are red on a day like today, you shouldn't even be considering trading, man. With the game plan, the information, the confirmations, this was the easiest day to be trading, man. So in terms of the trade that I ended up making, I explained to you why 594 calls at 10:31 a.m. at 71 cents a contract, right? So in terms of this overall trade, if you go to the 594 calls, you're going to see right here, this is where I ended up getting in at 10:31 a.m. So you're going to see on a lot of my trades, I tend to get in when that 30-minute candlestick is about to close or open. So on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick, I ended up getting in, and this is where I got in. I got in at the exact low. 10:31 a.m. is the exact lows. You can see right here, and then it quickly spiked to 120. These contracts went up 100% in less than 15 minutes earlier into the day, right? In terms of where I ended up exiting, I ended up selling overall at 98 cents a contract on that overall trade. And then in terms of the next trade at 10:40 a.m., I went with a different strike. So once I exited that overall trade, I ended up buying 593 SPY calls at 120 cents. So this trade was as that 30-minute candlestick was getting ready to overall close. Again, going off my level. So if you go to 593 SPY calls, this is where I ended up getting in on that overall next trade. So if you go to 593 calls and you go to the time that I got in, which was right here at 10:48 a.m., I got in at the exact lows. And 4 minutes later, these contracts went from 117 all the way to 180 in 4 single minutes, man. So that alone, those 2 trades, is nearly a 200% profit return within 30 minutes with 2 strikes. That counts as 2 trades. I made 2 trades with 2 different strikes based off of that 30-minute trend reversal pattern. I literally sold the peak, sold the vast majority of the peak at 10:45 a.m. And then once it started dipping, I bought another fucking strike. And then I ended up selling at 10:52 a.m., 161 a contract, ended up getting out right here at the exact fucking peak before it dropped again. So I was scalping that 30-minute candlestick at the speed of fucking light, and the trades were timed perfectly. The entry and the exit was timed absolutely perfectly. So if you go to the final trade that I ended up making on the day, it was right before power hour was about to start. I ended up buying 594 SPY calls at 79 cents a contract. You're going to see right here. So if you go to 594 calls and you go to 2:37 p.m., this is where I ended up getting in on this overall trade. You're going to see, man, I got in literally towards the exact bottom once again. 3 for 3, 100% success rate, all buying SPY call options, using my game plan, using the information that I've given to you, using the 30-minute candlestick confirmations. So this is where I got in right here at 2:37 p.m. As you can see, when contracts are below 100 cents. And then in just a couple minutes, once again, they went from 100 all the way to fucking 200, man. And then I ended up getting out on this trade at 170, man. That's 3 wins in a row where you could have made nearly a 300% profit return with all the fucking wins combined. So collectively, we went 4 for 5 on the fucking day, man. Losing was a personal choice. This was a very easy day to be trading. For those of you who used the game plan, it was so fucking simple to just buy puts if the previous closing price reacts bearish. I mean, you could see right here. I mean, this is fucking phenomenal, man. Look at this. This is fucking perfect. The game plan was to buy puts if previous closing price reacts bearish. And then you could see in terms of the trade that was made at 10 a.m., it makes perfect fucking sense. 590 SPY puts at 10 a.m. Why puts? It's so fucking simple. The game plan said puts at the previous closing price, and if you looked at the fucking 30-minute chart, as soon as the first 30-minute candlestick ended up closing red and bearish, that's confirmation to buy fucking puts at a lower level. And then it starts selling off, and then you sell into the move. Then you buy calls at the best fucking level. So G-Roar absolutely crushed it on that overall trade. And then I crushed it, as soon as he got out. I looked at the 30-minute chart, and then my auto buy level for calls hit at 591. It was just so fucking simple. Like I said, if you go back and you watch the game plan, it literally said, just automatically buy the fucking calls at 591. That's literally what it said. That's the only time I said that for out of all the levels I gave you. The only auto buy one was 591, which was literally the exact lows on the fucking day. And we went from 591 to fucking 596. It's like from our trades, these contracts, you could have made so much if you held and leave runners. And I made it clear to leave runners, right? I mean, this is where I got in on these overall contracts in the 70s. They went to fucking 300 almost. In terms of the 593 strike, this is where I got in right here in the hundreds. They went to fucking 400. It's like losing and going red is a personal fucking choice, man. So those were the overall trades, man. If you use the information I provided to you and you use the levels and you waited for the 30-minute candlesticks to close, I would hope you at least made a couple $100 on the day, if not over $1,000 trading, man. We absolutely fucking crushed it, man. I mean, 2 hours of fucking consolidation at an auto fucking buy level for fucking calls, and a trend reversal red 30-minute candlestick, and a green, red, green. Like, how many fucking times do I have to say green, red, fucking green at the call levels? How many fucking times, man? Like, look at this. It works every single fucking time. Green, red, green. 591. This was the level to buy fucking calls. This was the level I drew on the fucking chart yesterday. It's the exact fucking bottom. And then this is the fucking resistance at 593.50. This is the fucking break, the break above resistance, 596. Green, red, green, green, red, green. Previous fucking resistance is reacting as support. Of course I'm in fucking calls, man. Are you guys seeing this? I do the same fucking thing every single fucking day. If you just wait for this fucking shit to happen, you should be going green every single fucking day at the speed of fucking light. Losing and going red is a personal fucking choice, man. Look at the fucking play. 2:37 p.m. I'm applying everything it is that I'm teaching you. Winning. Non-fucking stop. Unlimited fucking printing. 2:37 p.m. 7 minutes after that 30-minute candlestick opened up. So you go to 2:30 p.m. right here. I'm in fucking calls on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick. Why? Green, red, green. 2 fucking hours, 2.5 fucking hours of consolidation and higher support above the previous fucking resistance. And the green, red, green already worked throughout the day, so it's going to keep on fucking working. Are you fucking with me, man? I'm putting you on to the fucking game. This is the curriculum that I fucking created, man. Use this, print money at the speed of fucking light. Now, for those of you who are serious about trading alongside us, and again, just use these fucking strategies tomorrow in the break and retest. Look for the fucking green, red, green. Look for the 30-minute trend reversal, 30-minute candlesticks. Look for breaks and retest. Resistance is right here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Strong 2-point breakout. 2.5 breakouts. Drop back down. Floor, 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 floor. Consolidation, 2 fucking hours. Green, red, fucking green. Use all this simple fucking 30-minute chart. You're going to be printing money non-fucking stop. It works. Apply what it is that I just fucking taught you. Non-fucking stop. Trading is so simple. You have to simplify your trading. This is a very simple system that works and prints money at the speed of fucking light, man. So, if you want to trade alongside us and gain access to our real-time trades, real-time zero-date options trade alert system is the first link down below within the description. You gain access to all of our trades. Within the first link down below in the description, you gain access to our secured private organization. You gain access to our community. Like I'm saying, man, this was a massive day, and it was a very easy day to be trading as well. So I would hope that everyone is fucking green, man, especially with the game plan that was produced last night. Like, I see it every single day, man. We have the same members consistently making money every single fucking day. $500, thousands of dollars. I see it every single day. Look at this. 467 profit return on their fucking portfolio today. Like, this is fucking insane. DF, he's been killing it every single fucking day. The consistency is amazing. We had a member, Nick, make over $20,000 on the day. You understand? $20,000 in one fucking day, man? Best week yet. He's up $20,000, excuse me, on the week. He's up $20,000 this fucking week already, man. So, it's the first link down below in the description. If you want to trade alongside us, big shout out to Dexter, man. Big shout out to Truth Seeker. You guys have been fucking crushing it, man. So with that being said, it's the first link down below within the description, man. Look at this. From January 1st to February 25th, DF, his account, is up 304 fucking percent, man. We print money at the speed of fucking light. We win non-fucking stop. Losing and going red is a personal fucking choice. If you apply the information I'm giving you at the fucking levels, this works and it prints non-fucking stop. We buy cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts. We trade zero-date options. And what we do is, we buy these very, very cheap. We're focused on trading the trend. We have the entire day for the contracts to go green or to go in the money. When we're green, we set profit stops. If you are up on a trade and you set a profit stop, going red on that trade is a personal fucking choice, right? So green to red is a personal fucking choice. And I'm giving you some background to the overall system. We're known for selling deep in the money. We're known for adding to winners to increase the fucking winning. And, we set profit stops to protect our trade so it doesn't go green to red. And we move the profit stop up higher to protect the bulk of the gains, right? So sometimes trades are just going to go straight up and we're really never going to get profit stopped out until there's somewhat of a pullback. And then other trades we get profit stopped out a little bit earlier. But you don't have to put your entire position size on your profit stop. You can have some left to run where you don't get profit stopped out and you sell the moves, right? That's what I would recommend doing, at least having like 25% to run, something like that, 25% to run, right? And then in terms of when we're down on a play, when we're down 50% on a play, that's called a dead play. At times, we just buy a second strike. We just buy a second strike at times. And when we buy that second strike, typically it'll be towards the exact lows. And if we're right about the trend, both of the trades will work and they'll be right. But the second trade will be timed a lot better and a much better price as well. So that one will go up a lot more percentage wise, right? So we'll typically look to size in a little bit even heavier on that second potential trade. But we trade the trend. We put in our entire position size as our max risk per trade. So whatever we put into the contracts is our R multiple, our max risk per trade, right? And if the contracts go to zero and expire worthless, then we lose on the trade. If the contracts go green and we're up 15%, profit stopped out, right? And the vast majority of the trades do go green no matter fucking what. They typically go up at least 15%, even if they flip back to red. If it flips back to red, you get profit stopped out, right? We leave runners, we sell runners deep in the money. We have the highest win rate in the game doing this. Like I said, in terms of our green to red ratio on our days, we are green 9+ times out of 10 trading days, right? So that means we only have like one red day out of fucking 10 fucking days, right? And we have a very extremely high win rate. Not that we fucking need it, because like I said, man, I mean, in terms of Monday, we fucking crushed it on fucking Monday, man. Like, this one trade alone could have made your whole fucking week. Like I said, nobody's fucking doing this, man. Who do you know did this yesterday? 3:51 p.m. We ended up buying 5990. SPX puts it 75 cents a contract, and we ended up selling above 600. Do you understand? That's a 1,000% return. If you make a 1,000% return and you have 100% losses in a row with a 10% win rate, you could still be fucking profitable. So stop being a fucking degenerate. Learn how to hold your trades and make massive percentage gains and use risk management 101. Without a proper foundation in trading, you will never be able to succeed within trading. The strongest foundation you can have is to figure out how to become successful with a low win rate, and then you gain experience with that and your win rate increases over time. And there's two types of win rates. There's a win rate in terms of your trades, right? So if you have 10 trades and 8 of them are fucking right and 2 are wrong, 80% win rate. But then there's also a win rate, risk management 101, right? Your style of trading. How many days are you green versus red? You can be fucking green with a 33% win rate. Trading far out of the money options, realistically, with a strong foundation, you could be green on your day going 1 for fucking 3. 1 fucking win, 2 fucking losses, you can be fucking green. And like I said, we have the highest win rate both fucking ways. I'm just showing you, man, nobody's fucking doing this. A 1,000% fucking profit return in 8 fucking minutes. 8 fucking minutes, a 1,000% profit return. A 1,000% profit return means you can have 9 losses in a row, still be profitable. 100% losses. You can have 18, 50% losses in a row, still be profitable. It's the strongest fucking foundation in the fucking game, man. So we have a system. We figured it out. 1 win right there is 1,000% fucking gain. So if we had losses after that, it doesn't fucking matter. It's net fucking positive. System goes on every single fucking day. In terms of today, like I said, man, it was 4 for 5. We absolutely crushed it. We had a much higher win rate today, like we typically do. But yeah, it's the first link down below in the description if you want to trade alongside with us. Like I said, we're doing the complete opposite of what everyone else, that you follow and watch is doing. We do the complete opposite. We don't use stop losses. We put in our max risk per trade as our entire position size. So the most we lose is our R multiple. The most we lose is what we put in, right? We set profit stops. We don't set stop losses, but we do set profit stops to ensure that we don't go green to red, and we don't set stop losses because what we put in is our entire position size, and we don't believe in getting stopped out because we focus on trading the overall trend. There's no need to try to cut our loss earlier if the contracts have the entire day to come back to life. If we're down 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, they have the entire day to come back to life and go green or go in the money, right? And I'm telling you, vast majority of the time, if you hold the fucking trade, it comes back to life and goes in the money because we trade the trend. And we are going far the money at cheap prices, but we're going close enough to where it can still go deep in the money. And we have the entire day for the contracts to come back to life. And in terms of the trades, man, I mean, you saw it for yourself. Every single fucking trade was timed perfectly, man. Not that we need that. We don't need our debt plays to come back to life and stuff like that. It's just an advantage to trading far out of the money zero-day options, because I'm telling you, in terms of the stock market and trading with real money, options will give you the most options, but far out of the money options give you unlimited options. They give you the strongest foundation to make the biggest percentage gains in the market. And it allows you to buy something that's cheap and low risk, which means you no longer need a stop loss, and your max risk per trade could be whatever you put into the contracts. We're doing the complete opposite of what everybody else is fucking doing. This is very disruptive, and it works. So if you want to trade alongside us and gain experience with this overall system and apply yourself to this system and to this community who's devoted, to mastering this overall system and style of trading, is the first link down below within the description. You can start trading alongside us. You get instant access to our community. It's the first link down below within the description. With that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow within the overall chat.